In this video, let's start exploring Images Playground. Now, what is an Images Playground? Images Playground is basically an area whereby you can test various images related feature in artificial intelligence in Azure AI Foundry. Now, Images Playground basically allows you to generate an image from text prompt using the AI models like DALL-E. Now, just to start with, what this images playground will do is like you need to give them a text input, okay, so like a prompt, and then once you give the prompt, the output would be a set of images generated using artificial intelligence. The model pre-selected models can be DALI 2, DALI 3, and any other model which may come in the near future. So as you see over here in the screen, this is making use of DALI 3. It will give you a basically a description about what does DALI 3 does. So DALI 3 basically generates images from the text prompts that are provided, and it is basically generally available for use on Azure OpenAI. So it will give you some description, and then you can explore further on that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you in action. But before we go into the description, I would like to take you to the OpenAI site, which talks about DALI. So DALI 2. So this was a second model. So DALI 2 is basically an AI system that can create realistic images and art from a description in a natural language. So as you see over here, if you type in this prompt, you will get an output something like this. Now, Jan 2021, DALI was like how DALI performed. So as you see over here, then Jan 2022, then DALI 2 further improvised on it, and then you can be more creative, and then it will give you all this information in a more precise manner compared to the previous model. So you can explore through this site. It's openai.com/index/DALI 2. Now, the latest version, so DALI 3. So DALI 3 basically goes one level beyond that. So basically, it understands more nuances, more verbose, and then it can, detail out the output or in a more precise and creative way. So as you see over here, these are like some of the examples which is listed out in the website. Okay, so two, let me go into portal.azure.com. So here, how do we access the images playground? So first you navigate to portal.azure.com, and you navigate to Azure AI Foundry. And then here I have created various projects and hubs and various Azure AI services. So I'm going to pick up the project which I have created long back. So this is Girish Tech 2024, and then I'm going to click on Launch Studio. So you can create your own project. Make sure that you go through my video on the hubs and projects and how do you create that. I have already created this project. Now here, once you are in the project, here on the left hand side, you will see something called as playground. So here you can basically explore various uh, types of playground like speech assistance, real-time audio, and there's something called as images playground. So basically it generates an images from the text prompt using AI models. So I have deployed a couple of models, so I've done that deployment. So as you see over here, because I have deployed, I can see that there's DALI 2 system from coming from this particular Azure AI hub, and this is DALI 3 coming from a different model which I deployed, right? Now, this I have already deployed, but in case if you do not have the model deployed for images playground, then it will show you create a deployment. And then once you create a deployment, you can deploy that model. I've already covered that in all my previous video. So let's explore what this images black playground is. So images playground, basically, once you have the model deployed, it will give you that option, like which one you want to prefer to use. So let me start with DALI 2, and then we'll do a couple of images, and then we can go into DALI 3. So how to read this structure is like, first you need to provide an input. Okay, so this is the input. So you give a prompt. So here the prompt is describe the image you want to create, for example, watercolor painting of the Seattle skyline. And on basis of this, it will start generating this image. Now you can also specify how many images you want, and also the what should be the image resolution. So in this case there are like 6 images, right? And you can specify the images as well. Now if you see, this is just a sample prompt which is given over here, but the output which is generated is coming from here. So this is the sample prompt. It says a dense enchanted forest where tree houses are connected by suspended bridges and diverse elves and creatures celebrate under giant luminescent mushrooms. And this is how it is, like these images are created. Just for trying, you can just click on try it now, and then it will give you this output. Okay, so first thing what we can do is, like, first let's click on try it now. So once you do that, it will give you this prompt displayed over here, and then this is the output which it is generating, right? So as you see over here, it is generating this output. It can be different. Now as you see over here, it is completely different than what the other six images which were shown previously, right? So this is the prompt. Okay, and let's see the options below here. So it is like, you have an option to copy the prompt, you have an option to generate new image. Okay, you can download the image, you can show the code, and you can delete the image. So if I click on copy prompt, it will copy the prompt in my clipboard. Then I can just remove this, and then I can just paste the prompt which I have copied. So I've just copied it. Then I can generate a new image. So I'll click on generate new image, and then it will start generating new image, but with the same prompt. It won't give you that same output. It will start exploring the model, and then as you see over here, it has given you something different. Okay, similarly, if you say that, oh no, I want something else, so again click on generate new image, and then it will start giving you a different image for the same font. So you won't get that same result every time, right? So as you see over here, we have got three different results. Now what you can do with this result, you can go ahead and download this. So I'll just click on download, and then it will download this image. Okay, so if I click on open file, then let me close this, and let me show you the open file over here. So it has downloaded this image. Now if you see the properties, as you see over here, it's 1024 and it's a 3 meg file. If you look into the info, these are the info: 1024 3 meg, 96 dpi, and 24 bit. So this is how basically you can generate various images, right? Now when you see a code, so if you click on show code, then it will give you a couple of code: enter id authentication and key authentication. So you can pick up whatever code you want, and at the same time make sure that you use a programming language. So take for example, if you're using python, this code is already available for you. Now difference between enter id authentication and key authentication is like, in enter id authentication, here you need to specify the basically the api version and the Azure OpenAI endpoint, and then you specify the model which we are using and the prompt. Okay, so this goes as a dynamic content, and then on basis of that you can also decide what kind of image name you want, what are the path for that image. So you can all those, you can specify all those things. Okay, now this is for python, and this is for enter id authentication. Similarly, if you already have a key, you can make use of Azure OpenAI key, Azure OpenAI endpoint, and again similarly model and prompt, right? So these are some of the dynamic content. You just need to change that, and then your code is ready. This is the URL which you can use to uh, make use of that service. Also, you have multiple options. So you can see the code in JSON, C Sharp, Java, Go, JavaScript. So if you want to see the similar code in JavaScript, you just click on JavaScript, and then here, as you see, how the tokens, if you use a key authentication. So these are some of the things which you need to fill dynamically, like say the scope, the Azure AD token provider, the deployment, the API version, and then these are like, if you'll write an application which you will provide the user with a text box, and the user can type in, and then you can extract that component in the prompt variable, and the size of that image, 1024 by 1024 or whatever your application is allowing the user to generate, and then you can use those. So this is how you can basically use this system, right? um, on the top here, if you click on view code, it will take you to that same interface. and there is settings. So if you see settings, number of images to generate, so if I want to generate two images, then I can just specify two, and then at a time it will generate two images. Image size 1024, 512, 256. So these are the options. So if you select this and then you save it, then next time when you write a prompt, it will generate that. Okay, so this is all like multiple options which are available for you to generate the image. You can view it in a small tile, medium tile. So as you see over here, small tile, medium tile, large tile. Now what we can do is like, let me write a prompt. Okay, so I'll say Brisbane city in during rainy days. So I'll just put this form, Brisbane city during rainy days. Now, as you see over here, I've just given a limited item in the word. You need to be more descriptive. So if you want to have a more precise image, then you need to be more descriptive. Now, as you see over here, it has somehow generated this image, but it's a bit grainy. If I want to put an photorealistic output to the image, I need to specify that in the prompt. If the more the input you give into the model, the more precise the information it will give you back. Okay, so Brisbane city during rainy day. So I'll just copy this prompt. So you can copy the prompt from here as well. Now let's do one thing. Let's explore the third model. So that's DALL-E 3. Okay. Now here, I've just copied the prompt over here. Let's see what does this model generate. Now all other options are similar. So view code, settings, tile size. So if I click on generate, now this is using DALL-E 3 model. Okay. Now the output will be, like more refined, more precise. But let's see what this model generates. But again, it depends on how you specify the prompt. If you give a limited information, it won't give you much. But as you see over here, it says this is how the image is generated using DALL-E 3 for the same prompt. Okay, just now we did that for the DALL-E 2 model, but now this image looks much more filtered out, right? So this looks like realistic. So if you click over here, you can see this image in a more magnified view, and then it is not exactly that's how the city looks like, but then it has just given you some like say nice way of representing those image structure. Now again, if you go to settings, here you have now more options. So in DALL-E 2 we had 1024, 2024 as a max, but here you can go beyond that. So 1024, 7092, 7092, 1024. And image style, you have natural and vivid, and then image quality standard and HD. So let me pick up vivid and let me pick quality at HD and see whether I'm able to generate the same image or not. So let me say Brisbane city during rainy days. I'll just click on generate, and then now we have changed the parameter over here. So we have provide vivid, and we said that I want that image to be generated in high definition. So it might take a while for this image to be generated, because this is now uh, like taking some more tokens. So if I just click over here, this image, like it looks better compared to the previous one. uh, and let me click on this download. So if I click on download, if I click on open file, so as you see over here in the info, 1024, 1024, 3 meg, and it's a 96 dpi and 24-bit. Okay, uh, if I click on setting over here, oh, we have just set it to 1024, 1024 vivid HD. But if we select a different resolution, it will then pick up that different resolution. So depending on your requirement, you can use those various settings which are available, and then you can generate those. So as you see over here, the viewpoint, large tile, small tile, medium tile, this is all in a different UI control. Now, if I just go back to DALL-E 2, you will see the DALL-E 2 system. And now, as you see over here, it will again take back you to generating those images, right? So So these are like some of the things which you can play with in the within the images playground, and try various options, try exploring various prompts, and then it will give you an output. So the whole story is that you provide a prompt, you get an output as an image, and you can copy the code and then use that within your web application to provide those feature set. So that's it, folks. This is all about images playground. Thanks for watching.